Chosen one, lean in and receive this now. What I am about to reveal is urgent, and it may very well be the lifeline that pulls you from harm's grasp. God is speaking directly into your spirit at this very moment. This encounter is no accident. It's divine intervention. He's sending you a warning. Danger is encircling you, and swift movement is required. Every heartbeat matters, and the path forward has already been revealed, but only if you respond without hesitation. This is your season of divine interruption. Heaven has already begun to move to rescue you, to shift your path, and to protect you from what is drawing near. But here's the unshakable truth. You cannot afford to linger. Doubt and delay come with a heavy cost. The very blessings you've cried for, the breakthrough, the shelter, the escape you need, are speeding toward you. But you must tune in to this hour right now. Don't dismiss the signs. Don't delay your response. The universe, the Lord, and your inner spirit are sending an urgent alarm. Act swiftly, stay alert, and step into action. Doors are swinging wide open. Solutions are arriving. But these opportunities will only reach those who recognize the moment and act immediately. Before we go further, pause this video for a moment and do these 3 vital things. Press the like button. It raises the frequency of this message and signals your readiness. Subscribe, because we're reaching for 1,000 subscribers. So more chosen ones like you can receive this vital message. Type 99 in the comments. That number is your proclamation to the universe that you are awake, aware, and ready to move. Remember, chosen one, if you truly hear God's call, you will stay until the end. If you turn away, if you hesitate, you might miss the deliverance coming your way. But if you remain and act now, your life will be forever transformed. God is calling. The danger is real, and so is the salvation. Now, let's move into what you must do right now to lock in your protection, secure your breakthrough, and claim your destiny. There are times when hesitation costs far more than action ever could. God speaks now, urging movement, urging alignment with His divine plan. Every moment of delay is an opening for the adversary to exploit. You may feel comfortable thinking that all is calm, but a spiritual current stirs beneath the surface, a storm forming in the unseen. Picture yourself on the edge of a cliff, unaware that the ground below is crumbling. That is the urgency pulsing through this moment. The unrest you feel, the agitation, the confusion, and the fear are not random. It's a divine nudge, a supernatural shove, warning you that the wrong step at the wrong time could bring destruction. Life hinges on timing. Moses had to leave the palace to meet his purpose. Joseph endured the prison before his rise to greatness. Your hour calls for immediate obedience too. Do not wait for the world to validate your revelation. Do not let logic or comfort dictate your next step. Today, God's voice is clear. Move now. This is not a time for debate or second-guessing. Every moment you delay lets the forces of harm grow bolder. Move now. Move now. Trust Him with everything, without hesitation, and watch as He carves a path where none seems possible. While you focus on the visible, know that spiritual armies are shifting quietly behind the scenes. A hidden attack is being plotted in corners of your life you never imagined. Could be in your work, in your relationships, or even within your own family. The enemy does not advertise his plans. He advances through cunning, relying on your natural mind to keep you unaware. But heaven sees all. God alerts you before the blow lands. This is why your prayers feel heavier and why your heart feels more tender than usual. That tightness, that stirring in your spirit, is not a weakness. It's your soul picking up on the warning signs. Beneath the surface calm, a plot is unfolding, meant to twist your purpose. Think of it as a chessboard trap set where you cannot yet see them. But God, the master strategist, has already revealed the pattern to you. Now, it is time to sharpen your spiritual sight. Watch your surroundings. Observe the flow of your thoughts. Pay attention to your conversations. Ask God to expose hidden motives and unseen dangers. Just as a lighthouse guides ships away from peril, God sends signals to protect you. Heed them. Notice them. Move under His direction before the unseen threat reaches you. The hardest truth to accept is that danger often wears the face of the familiar. It could come from someone close, perhaps a friend, a coworker, or even a family member. A seemingly innocent remark, an unintentional betrayal, or misguided advice can open a door to ruin. God calls you to be vigilant. This isn't about living in paranoia, but about holy discernment. The same hands that comfort you can also unknowingly guide you into harm. Trust must always be paired with vigilance. Scripture teaches this truth. David trusted Saul until proximity became perilous. Esther's wisdom saved an entire people. You, too, are being placed in a position to perceive danger before it fully arrives. God is inviting you to act with wisdom, to set boundaries, and to guard your heart, mind, and future. Speak less. Observe more. Live a life of continual prayer. Even what appears harmless can, in reality, lead to devastation. The smallest openings, those unsealed doors, can lead to consequences beyond your imagination. Sometimes the hardest instruction is simply to stop. Yet, every time you feel delayed or hindered, know that it's often an act of spiritual protection. God is closing doors, shifting circumstances, and reining in your impulses not to frustrate you, but to save you from harm. Your energy may seem depleted, your mind foggy, your plans on hold, but all of it may be a heavenly barrier keeping you from stepping into danger. Picture your life as a traffic light. Red means stop, yellow signals caution, and green is to proceed. God controls those signals. If He halts your steps, it is not a rebuke, but a rescue. Often, we rush toward bright, glowing opportunities only to realize later that they would have led us astray. The divine halt is your safety net, your shield, your lifeline. Trust in it. Pray through it. See it as heaven intervening on your behalf, beyond what your eyes can see. This is your season to rest, to watch, and to align with God's perfect timing. When the time is right, He will open the way with absolute precision. Every step you take will be empowered by His divine power. Be guarded from harm and positioned for victory. When life feels blurry, when the path ahead seems unclear, it's easy to feel lost. But what appears to be confusion is often God's protective veil. He hides your trail so predators cannot track your steps. Like a thick morning fog concealing a valley, God shrouds you from destructive forces lying in wait. Your hesitation, your unclear vision, your delays in decision-making are all part of His plan to keep you safe. These are the signs that heaven is shielding you. Do not resist the fog. Welcome it. Pray through it. Seek discernment. Remain alert and trust that this is not confusion but divine protection. Many of our greatest moments of elevation come not when everything is clear, but when we surrender fully to the invisible movements of God's guidance. Think of Joseph in Egypt. Some of the most pivotal moments of his destiny unfolded while he was hidden, waiting in silence in the shadows of a prison or quietly existing within the palace walls. This sacred mist you are moving through is not confusion. It is a divine classroom. It builds your patience, sharpens your spiritual sight, and strengthens the foundation of your faith. While your human mind may seek logical explanations, your spirit is being trained to lean on what cannot be seen. See this fog as a shield placed around you, not a setback. Every moment you hesitate in this mist is a step away from a snare you would not have escaped without divine intervention. The most destructive traps are often the ones we can't even imagine. God sees them forming long before they ever reach your path. He is actively steering you away from them. If your instincts feel off, if heaviness rests on your heart, if unease stirs within your thoughts, it's because your spirit is hearing the warnings. You are being pulled away from situations that could have caused lasting damage, loss that drains you, heartbreak that reshapes you, or spiritual wounds that derail your purpose. Sometimes, God's rescue is quiet, a meeting that doesn't happen, a call delayed at the last minute, a strange shift in timing that seems senseless at first. These interruptions may feel inconvenient, but they are God's subtle tug, pulling you out of harm's way. Like a shepherd guiding his flock away from a hidden cliff's edge, God redirects your steps with perfect accuracy. Had you continued without listening, you might have walked directly into harm you never expected. Recognize these interventions for what they truly are: blessings. Every unexpected stop, every pause, every closed door is heaven whispering, "I am covering you." Do not push back. Do not resent the changes. Do not ignore what God is revealing. Follow the spiritual impressions, the quiet guidance shaped by the Holy Spirit. Move only when God unfolds the path in front of you. Not everyone who approaches you with friendly words carries pure intentions. God is clearing away those whose presence poisons your spirit. Some will smile, speak gently, or pretend to support you, yet secretly wish for your downfall. You may not see the full truth now, but the signs are already appearing. Repeated disappointments, small betrayals that sting, a constant drain of emotional strength around certain people. This is divine pruning at work. Just as a gardener removes dead branches to let the tree grow stronger, God removes those whose presence would hinder your growth or threaten your destiny. It may hurt to witness relationships shift, doors close, or connections fade, but this is essential. Many breakthroughs are delayed, not because of lack of effort or skill, but because of damaging ties that God must cut away. Welcome this spiritual cleansing. Let go of resentment. Choose wisdom and trust the process. Every person God removes creates room for something better. Divine partnerships, new opportunities, and blessings that are aligned with your purpose, lifting you higher than you could have imagined. There is a fire of urgency rising within you, one that cannot be ignored. Comes suddenly, intensely, unmistakably. God is speaking plainly right now. Move, act, withdraw, or remain still. Delay brings danger. This isn't human caution, it is divine alertness. Heaven is sounding the trumpet, for your timing matters deeply. Picture it as a spiritual siren echoing through your life, cutting through every distraction and calling you to immediate action. Ignoring this inner alarm could lead you into trials that were never meant for you. You may feel as though you're being pulled away, but rest assured, it is divine protection, not rejection. The urgency you're feeling is God positioning you to escape harm's reach and align you with the true path of your destiny. Every moment of hesitation risks missing the window of mercy that God has graciously opened. Respond quickly. Pray, listen, and obey. Your spirit understands God's instruction long before your mind processes it. Trust that inner guidance. It is God's supernatural navigation system, guiding you past dangers that are hidden from view. The choices you make right now carry weight far beyond what you can perceive. Heaven is watching, waiting for you to align with God's intention. This is a life-altering turning point. A single word spoken, a single step taken, or a single opportunity seized in this season can either thrust you into breakthrough or pull you into harm. The spiritual realm is alive, with protectors, messengers, and forces that respond to your obedience. Just as Joshua stood at the threshold of Jericho, your decisions must be intentional, steady, and full of trust. A single careless move made in distraction or pressure could undo months or years of progress. But one step taken in God's timing can open gates you never imagined would move. Pause. Seek divine clarity. Pray persistently. Listen deeply. Heaven is not silent. It is waiting for you to act in harmony with its plan. Your next step is crucial, and your obedience will determine whether you enter protection or step into risk. Move with certainty, courage, and divine insight. There are environments, spaces, and social circles where your spirit was never meant to remain. God is removing your influence, your presence, and your connections from these places. It may feel abrupt, unsettling, or even confusing, but this is divine protection unfolding before your eyes. Some regions carry hidden spiritual dangers that would quietly drain you or distort your purpose. Like a master strategist, God is repositioning you, pulling your name away from paths poisoned by harm and revealing new doors prepared for your blessing. Every ending, every shift, every unexpected departure is part of a far greater design. Trust that the things you perceive as lost today are laying the foundation for tomorrow's elevation. Do not resist the change. Embrace it with gratitude, recognizing that God is shielding you from forces you are not yet aware of. Each disconnection leads you closer to favor, protection, and the fulfillment of your destiny. It's painful when opportunities, relationships, or pathways you deeply desired suddenly close. But remember, some doors shut because God knows what would happen if they stayed open. What you see as disappointment is often the most loving form of divine intervention you will ever receive. The door you cannot pass through is the very one that would have carried you towards sorrow, depletion, or spiritual collapse. Your steps are being redirected toward safer ground, toward paths where your spirit can rise without threat. Think of Joseph during his confinement. What appeared to be a crushing moment was, in truth, the precise route God used to lift him into his purpose. Each barrier you encounter is not rejection but divine safeguarding. Do not struggle against what closes in front of you. Honor the ending, extract its wisdom, and trust the divine schedule that God has designed for you. Every apparent loss hides a blessing waiting to emerge. Stay steady, watch for the openings that will soon unfold, and remember, God is shielding what lies ahead of you. Every shut entrance is clearing space for one that will carry you far beyond what your imagination has dared to conceive. There are seasons when God draws us away from the world, not to punish us, but to prepare and protect us. This holy separation may feel heavy, unfamiliar, or unsettling, yet it is intentional. While many move blindly, you are being preserved, sheltered in His care, preparing for a future that only He can see clearly shadows. This trembling is not for your destruction, but for your liberation. It will shake free the false foundations, the unseen lies, and the hidden traps that have attempted to hold you back. What has been hidden in darkness will be brought to light, and the things that once seemed secure will begin to crumble, making way for what God has ordained for you. Your solitude is a wall of protection, keeping you safe from unseen threats and harmful influences. In this pause, reflect deeply. Pray with intention. Align your heart with God's direction and resist the urge to rush decisions or succumb to pressure. Many of the greatest spiritual breakthroughs are born from moments of quiet submission. Like Joseph in his confinement, God is strategically using your pause to shield you from forces that could have disrupted your purpose. Honor this quiet season. Guard your peace. Build your faith, sharpen your spiritual senses, and prepare for the moment when God releases you into grace and favor. This is a holy season of protection. With each passing day, you draw closer to a supernatural breakthrough. God is moving quietly behind the scenes, arranging situations, orchestrating people, and setting opportunities into motion that will sculpt your future. Even in your rest, heaven is shaping your path for the years ahead. Some connections are fading, some new doors are opening, and some plans are being completely altered. All of it is working toward your good. The obstacles, pauses, and unanswered questions you face right now are temporary. They belong to a larger masterpiece. God is designing a picture that will only make sense when time has fully revealed its beauty. Just as Esther's hidden moments prepared her for a destiny that transformed a nation, so your patience and trust in this season are preparing you for unimaginable breakthroughs. Believe that God is faithful. His hand is arranging each detail with choice, care, and accuracy. The next 3 years are being written with favor, protection, and divine intention. Stay rooted in faith, keep moving in obedience, and you will witness heaven's script unfold flawlessly over your life. There are times when your greatest strength is revealed through silence. By choosing not to speak hastily, by withholding impulsive reactions, and by refusing to justify or defend yourself, you dismantle spiritual traps designed to throw you off course. Darkness thrives on chaos, emotional responses, and misjudged decisions, but your quietness disrupts its strategy. This silence is not passivity, it is fortified power. It is a divine stillness that allows God to work unhindered on your behalf. Like Daniel surrounded by lions, your restraint becomes your shield while heaven moves in the unseen. Every measured pause, every deliberate breath, every calm response fortifies your spirit, protects your purpose, and aligns your steps with the divine plan God has already set in motion. Cherish this silence. Embrace prayer. Listen for clarity. Resist the temptation to justify your actions or manipulate outcomes. Trust that God is organizing every detail. Your obedience and stillness are undoing strategies meant to harm you and securing the victory that awaits. After the storms, confusion, and uncertainty, a moment of clarity will rise. You will look back and realize that every delay, every barrier, every unanswered request, and every unexpected withdrawal was God's hand intervening. He blocked disasters you never saw coming. He redirected dangers before they reached your door. His protection surrounded you long before you understood what was happening. The haze that surrounds you now may feel thick, but it will soon dissolve, revealing His faithful guidance across your life. You will recognize the hidden rescues, the moments when you were pulled back from harm, shielded from destruction, or redirected toward grace. Gratitude will take the place of frustration, and revelation will erase every doubt. Celebrate the rescue you didn't even realize was happening. Every misdirection avoided, every dangerous tie severed, and every unseen trap destroyed is evidence that God's love is stronger than anything that has tried to sabotage you. Stand firm, remain spiritually awake, and walk boldly, knowing your future is guarded, your journey is protected, and your destiny is secure. A spiritual trembling is drawing near your life, one that will shake loose every unstable structure and expose everything that has been hidden in the shadows. Walk forward with confidence into what has opened before you. The divine has not led you through countless valleys only to give you fleeting glimpses of what is possible. You are on the brink of being spoken of in places where your presence was once unseen. What once resisted you will soon begin to work in your favor, propelling you into the future you were destined for. In the next 2 days, something significant will unfold. It may not be loud like a storm or sudden like lightning, but its essence will be undeniably sacred. A sign, a whisper, a dream, a word, an internal shift, or a gentle stirring in your spirit is being prepared for you. It will come in a way perfectly tailored to your situation, and your awareness must be sharp enough to catch its meaning. Nothing that happens in the coming hours should be dismissed. A passing remark could carry deep revelation. A door closing might guide you toward a new direction. A sudden urge to pause, to speak, or to remain silent could be the key to avoiding a spiritual snare. These next 24 to 48 hours are charged with divine instruction and holy protection. This sign will illuminate the question that has weighed heavily on your heart. It will reveal what has been hidden or confirm what your soul has quietly known all along. It may come through unease, stillness, confrontation, or silence itself, but you will know it is God. And when it arrives, do not delay. Obedience will protect you. The next choice you make will shape the season ahead. God is giving you direction before the adversary can interfere. Remain alert, for what unfolds in these 2 days will influence your path forward. A sudden change in connection is near, one you may not predict, desire, or immediately understand. Someone who has walked beside you will step back, withdraw, or quietly distance themselves. It may sting, confuse, or feel deeply personal, but heaven is telling you this separation is a shield, not a wound. God is protecting you from spiritual pollution. This connection has reached its spiritual expiration. If it continued, it would invite exhaustion, influence, or delay. God has heard conversations you never heard, seen intentions you did not detect, and recognized dangers you would have walked into had this bond remained. Though the separation may feel abrupt, it is divinely orchestrated. What you perceive as loss is actually deliverance. What feels like rejection is actually redirection. And what seems like heartbreak is, in truth, healing on a level you have not yet understood. When this separation happens, do not chase after it, explain yourself, or attempt to repair it. Release it with gratitude. God never removes without preparing to replace. He is clearing away those who cannot walk with you so He can bring those who are meant to stand beside you. There is a voice in your life, an influence or presence that has clouded your spiritual vision. This presence has stirred more confusion than clarity, more pressure than peace, more anxiety than alignment. God is stepping in to silence this influence completely. On the surface, this person may seem harmless, even supportive, but their presence has subtly distorted your confidence and direction. After speaking with them, you may have felt drained, uncertain about your decisions, or disconnected from your inner clarity. This is not mere emotional fatigue, it is spiritual interference. God is now stepping in to silence this voice, whether through distance, disagreement, or a sudden interruption. Do not cling to what heaven is muting. When this voice fades from your life, clarity will return swiftly. Strength will fill the space where confusion once lived. Peace will replace heaviness. When this influence disappears, you will hear God with sharper precision. The fog will lift, and the noise inside you will settle that you will not be tempted to step back into what would have harmed you. This sudden closure is not a sign of failure, but of divine redirection. God is protecting you from a path that would have led to disappointment, harm, or spiritual stagnation. What feels like rejection or loss is, in fact, God's intervention, ensuring that your steps are aligned with your true purpose. Trust the removal. It is protection, not punishment. This trembling is not here to harm you, but to free you. What has been concealed will be revealed, and what once seemed unshakable will begin to fall away, making room for the destiny God has for you. Darkness often surrounds the greatest moments of transformation. This movement is not designed to break you, but to realign you completely. Picture the earth splitting just enough to bring hidden things to the surface. In the same way, God is working in your inner world. You may feel restless, sensitive, or more aware than usual. This is because heaven is preparing you for a shift so profound that nothing around you will remain unchanged. The shaking you feel is not punishment but purification. It will strip away what is weak, deceptive, or toxic and reinforce what is meant to remain. Though unsettling, disruption is often the very doorway to blessing. God never initiates a shaking unless something greater is on its way. The trembling inside of you is a sacred signal. Change is not just approaching, it is guaranteed. You are being adjusted, repositioned, and fortified for what's coming. In the days ahead, you may experience new dreams, sudden emotional heaviness, unexpected delays, or increased spiritual resistance. These are signs of divine reconstruction. God is rebuilding your environment from the ground up. What once felt stable may suddenly feel unstable. People you once leaned on may drift away without warning. Do not fear this shift. You are not losing your life. You are gaining alignment. God is positioning your spirit, strengthening your steps, and anchoring your purpose for the breakthrough that follows this shaking. When the dust settles, you will stand brighter, stronger, and more empowered than ever. There is someone near you whose outward kindness hides inward sabotage. This individual moves quietly, offering support with one hand while secretly undermining you with the other. God sees every concealed motive and whispered plot. Heaven is now arranging a moment where truth rises undeniably. The revelation will pierce your heart not because you were unaware, but because the betrayal comes from someone you never imagined would harm you. The deepest pain often comes from trusted hands, but God is too invested in your destiny to allow you to stay connected to hidden danger. Expect an event, a conversation, an unexpected encounter, or a sudden shift that uncovers the truth. The exposure will be clear, undeniable, and impossible to overlook. It may sting, but the hurt will be holy. God is severing a connection that would have harmed you long-term. When the truth comes forward, do not respond emotionally. Respond with wisdom. God is not revealing their heart to shame them, but to protect you. Release them without bitterness and thank God for the clarity. Prepare yourself for the loyal, genuine relationships He is placing in your life. Right now, there are circumstances that feel stacked against you. Paths blocked, opportunities denied, situations that seem unfair or misunderstood. But God is the master of reversals. What was meant to drain you is about to transform into a blessing so sudden and powerful that you will struggle to comprehend it. Picture a courtroom where the verdict seems final, and then, in an instant, the entire outcome shifts in your favor. This is the kind of divine turnaround God is initiating in your life. The voices that once dismissed you may soon speak up for you. The doors that denied you may suddenly swing open. What once seemed like defeat will rise as victory, carrying undeniable proof of God's hand in your life. This transformation will not come slowly. It will arrive suddenly with no buildup or warning. One moment you may feel trapped, and the next the atmosphere will shift. This is not luck. This is not coincidence. This is heaven overruling the natural order. God is rewriting your story in real time, shaping an ending that reveals His power and His love for you. When the turning point arrives, do not hesitate. The door that slams shut will make way for doors that open wide, ones that will bring you into alignment with your calling. God is positioning you for a breakthrough, one that may be concealed in the process of separation and closure. When you are able to see beyond the moment, you will realize that this forceful shut door was a divine blockade, a safeguard that ensured you stayed on the right path. There will soon come a time when God interrupts you right in the middle of your movement, in the midst of a plan, a conversation, a decision, or an action. This interruption may feel inconvenient, unexpected, or even frustrating. But know this, it is a divine stop, a shield from unseen dangers. God will shift your timing, adjust your plans, delay your route, or close off your next move, not as a punishment, but as a protection to keep you from the snares the enemy has set. Had you continued, the outcome would have been damaging. When this interruption appears, surrender immediately. Do not force the moment or push past the pause. Obey in this instant, because obedience in this moment may literally preserve your destiny. Trust the delay even when it unsettles you. God is not halting your progress. He is preserving your future. What seemed like inconvenience will eventually reveal itself as a divine rescue, a gift, a protection you couldn't have understood in the moment. Your atmosphere is shifting. The space you have occupied emotionally, spiritually, or physically has become too restrictive, too exhausting, or too unsafe for your next stage. God is preparing to transition you, whether in geography, relationships, or emotional space, into an environment where your growth will not be hindered. You may suddenly feel disinterested in certain circles, conversations, or places. Environments that once felt comfortable may now feel foreign. This is not instability within you. This is God changing your spiritual address. Your current environment is too limited for the mission ahead. Certain voices, habits, and atmospheres can no longer accompany you into the next season. Remaining where you are invites stagnation, but moving forward brings protection and expansion. Do not resist this transition. Let God guide you into the place where your gift can thrive, where your mind will deepen and your purpose will awaken. Once you arrive, the relocation will make perfect sense. Trust the process. You have extended grace to someone far beyond what was healthy. You have excused their behavior, rationalized their inconsistencies, and overlooked warnings because you hoped for their growth. But God is preparing to reveal who they truly are, not who you wanted them to be. The truth will surface in a moment that exposes their intentions. A behavior will rise to the surface. A truth will fall into your hands, and everything your spirit tried to warn you about will become undeniable. This exposure is necessary. This person cannot accompany you into the season ahead. Their intentions conflict with your calling. Their loyalty is uncertain, and their heart is divided. Their presence has been slowing your progress. God is stepping in to uncover what you refuse to see so that you can release them without guilt. When the revelation comes, trust it the first time. Do not attempt to repair what God is revealing as fractured. Release them and guard your spirit. This clarity is meant not to wound you, but to liberate you. A door you've earnestly desired, an opportunity, relationship, job, or vision, will close abruptly and forcefully. The closure may shock you, disappoint you, or strike deeply. But understand that heaven is ensuring you will never attempt to reopen it. God is keeping you from a path that would have led to pain, regret, or delay. What feels like rejection is God's protection, ensuring that your journey stays true to the destiny He has set before you. Trust the divine timing and know that every closed door is making way for what is truly meant for you.